Hola bookworm! So today I thought I would do a very quick video. Hopefully I won't have to edit a lot of it. As you've seen in the title is the Goodreads Choice Awards. So again this year, I thought since I'm doing this for the first time on YouTube, I thought I would like go through them. I think I usually just look at them personally. I don't even think I used to mention it on Instagram, maybe a little bit. I remember the time I mentioned anything was when romantasy became a category, which, okay, fair enough. Like, let's divide fantasy and romantasy. Like, let's give fantasy a chance to be that without romance. But then I think it was last year that they took out like the children's and middle grade category, which why? And I think there were even two. I think they were like middle grade and like children's like picture books. Like, why even take those out? I feel like this great opportunity for people to like know more about a specific type of category. Like, you want to buy a kid a book and you don't really know where to start. I feel like that's a good place to start. But anyway, so they took that out, and I saw really quickly in the categories that they added audiobook, which is an interesting category to add because I feel like it's logically gonna be repeats from the other categories. I mean, I guess I get it if you want to market those audiobooks, like that it's specific for that format. So anyways, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let me go through it. I'm gonna go through every category. Of course, there's categories where I really am not aware of the books that are happening. I'm not, like, I read diversely, but I read a lot of like older books also, and by older books I just mean not of the year, which is why I might have heard about the books, but I haven't necessarily read them. And also there's categories that in general, like, I like some of the tropes, but because it's not like my favorite thing, I tend not to like read a lot about it. So anyways, let's start. The first thing here is fiction. So fiction, actually I didn't read a lot of fiction that came out this year, but I know a lot about them. Like, I'm trying to stay like in the know of the books. So for example, we have Martyr. I don't know how to say it in English. We have Martyr, which I've heard so many people read it. I think, did I see reviews? I don't remember seeing reviews. I remember just, I think I saw one review and the person liked it. But I haven't heard more about that. The Wedding People I've seen too on social media. Greta and Valdin. Also, there was a moment when it came out, everyone was buying it, but I haven't read reviews about this one. Margot's Got Money Troubles I saw. Playground, The Mighty Red, Welcome to the Hugh Nam Dong Bookshop, I haven't heard of. But, Richard Powers, I know from, like, the name. Louise Eldridge, I know she comes out with a lot of books. I haven't read any of them, I think, so far. And yes, I think this is like a Korean translated book, which I may be interested to check out. I'm always like on the lookout for translated works. Then we have Tell Me Everything by Elizabeth Trout, which I don't think I've ever seen someone review it or haul it or anything. Sally Rooney, of course, it was gonna be there. I Hope This Finds You Well by Natalie Sue. I've been on the wait list in my library for the audiobook at least 3 months. Like, it's been it's been a patience. I'm playing the long game here. Like, I really want to read it. It looks funny, and I think I'll enjoy it, but I can't get my hands on it. I'm very patient. I understand a lot of people want to read it, and obviously it took way too long to like start reserving it. So anyway, Ellen Hildenbrand, I Don't Think You Would Be My Cup of Tea. Real Americans by Rachel Kong. I've seen a lot of people talk about that. Blue Sisters too by Coco Mellers. I don't know if I'll enjoy that writing. I've heard the reviews about it, and I don't know. I'm like, I might be one of the ones that it just doesn't work for them. Let's see. Wandering Star by Tommy Orange. That's like, I want it. It's my wish list. I read, what was the name? There. I read There and absolutely loved it. It was a great book. And yeah, I'm happy that there's I think it's like a sequel, but like companion. So I don't think I'm not sure, but I think we don't follow the same characters as the first one, but there is in the same area, or like we've seen those characters or something. So I'm very interested in reading. And yeah, no, the other ones I have no idea about. I am curious about Color Television by Danzi Senna. I'm not sure I've seen anyone talk about it, which I feel like it's weird. It's the kind of cover that would have brought people's attention. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I haven't read any of these. I couldn't vote. I probably won't vote. I haven't read it and I don't plan to read any of these. So no vote for me on this fiction, which is weird. I think I've voted for fiction every year before. And not even because I was in the know, but it just happened that I've read like at least 1 or 2 books that ended up being nominated. But yeah, I guess it's just not one of those years. Next, we have historical fiction. So that one, I don't think I've read a lot of historical fiction, especially not ones that came out this year. So we have Kristen Hanna. I really want to read it. I hear so many good reviews. I don't know if it's the covers of the stories, but at first glance, it doesn't appeal to me. It feels a little bland, and just something that would end up being like a 3.5 star for me. Like that's the feeling it gives me at first, like, approach. But I hear like different type of booktubers like that have different tastes enjoy it, and not like automatically 5 stars, but like still enjoy the reading experience. So I think I want to give it a try, just to at least see for myself if it's for me or not. And like the women, I heard good reviews, so I don't know if that's the place to start, but anyways. The Storm We Made, I haven't heard about. Celia Moreno Garcia, so I know this book because I follow her like new releases and everything. I've read maybe 3 of her books so far. Really enjoyed it. It's so fun. I love her writing. And yeah, The Seventh Veil of Salome, I think eventually I'll read it for sure. Maybe not now, and I'm pretty sure I can't pick it up like quickly at the library either. Jodi Picoult, I feel like that's like classic. And Elif Shafak, again, one author that I think I own like 3 of her books. I'm completely certain that I would enjoy her books. Have not read any of those, but I know it. I've seen the reviews, and it's all the things that I love and the type of writing that I would enjoy. So I have no question that There Are Rivers in the Skies is a book that I'll read eventually. Kate Quinn, Liza Wingate. So I read The Great Divide by Cristina Enriquez. I'll see. I won't vote right away. What I may or may not do is vote for the book that I've read and enjoyed. So this one I enjoyed. I didn't love it. I thought I would. And honestly, is it gonna win? I don't think so. I don't think I saw a lot of people review it online and talk about it. So I might like give my vote to Latinx author, but I mean, it was just, I don't think it's gonna change anything really in the winning category. I feel like it's gonna be one of those classics that is gonna win, like Kristen Hanna probably is gonna win. But yeah, so I think I might throw my vote for like a Latinx author, unless there's another book that I read. Let's see, Paris Novel, no. Book Lovers Library, no. Anita de Monte Laughs Last by Xochitl Gonzalez. I've had it in my wish list. I haven't read it. I didn't put a hold on it either, I think, because there wasn't the audiobook. At the moment, I was interested in reading it, like for Latinx Heritage Month. So I couldn't pick it up, but eventually definitely one that I would read. These I have no idea. So James by Percival Ever. Actually, let me take it back. I don't know. Maybe it's between Kristen Hanna and James, because everyone's been reading James and everyone's been loving James. So big chances that is there. Personally, I listened to the audiobook, and I think I listened to like an hour and a half, maybe 2, something like that. And I just could not, it didn't bring me in, and it's a long audiobook. I don't remember how many hours it was, but it was long, and at that point I was like, no, I'm not gonna force myself because everyone is reading it, and I'm sure it's a good book and I might enjoy it in other circumstances. Maybe at that moment I was just not feeling historical fiction. But anyways, yeah, that pretty much covers historical fiction. My vote is probably gonna go with The Great Divide, just to like, you know, boost a little Latin Latin author. But next we have mystery and thriller. Again, not sure that I've read any this year. Rachel Hawkins, a classic. Richard Osman too. The Mystery Guest, I think that's like a follow-up to The Maid, I think, and it was like super popular, so that might win. I've heard about All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker, and it looks interesting. Like I think I want to take it at the library. Like it looks interesting. I don't know that I would love it. I haven't read a lot of mystery thrillers in general the last couple of years, although I had like an intense moment of just reading those when I was in my mid-20s, I think. So I do have like a very extensive collection of them. Oh, but in those days, you know, like it's not recent. I have very little recent mystery thrillers added to it. How to Solve Your Own Murder, I've heard about. It looks cute. Riley Sager, I haven't read any reviews. Like I haven't seen any reviews. I know the last one they came out with was not that popular, or was like divisive at least. So I don't know if this one did well. Oh, The God of the Woods. I so want to read it. I don't own it because I don't know why I didn't buy it. But it's one of those new releases that I really wanted to buy, and I love Liz Moore. The Unseen World was like one of the best. I still remember it. It's been years that I've read it, but I loved it so much, and I just know I would love The God of the Woods. So I might do the sneaky thing. I know some people do it. I used to not do it in the past years, but like who cares? It's just Goodreads. And people voted on books they haven't read. And see, in this case, I would encourage Liz Moore. Like I really like this author, and I like the way she writes. Like her writing style is amazing. So I may or may not vote for her. I don't know. Romance, let's go very quickly. I really don't think I've read any romance. And yes, I know it's crazy. I haven't read any Ali Hazelwood. Have not read any of the. I read one Christina Lauren years ago. It was fine, not enough to like bring me back to her other books, their other books, because it's two authors. Kevin Kwan did a new book. I had no idea. I actually read Crazy Rich Asians this year. Did I? Yeah, I read Crazy Rich Asians this year, and it was fun. I think I have the second one, so I think I would continue that series, but I think that's another one. Tia Williams is one that I want to read, 7 Days of June. I haven't read it, but it's one of those romances that are like at the forefront of the books that I want to pick up. I didn't know they had like another book that came out this year. And This Could Be Us. I feel like I've seen this book a lot. So, oh, and Abby Jimenez and Emily Henry, I also have never read. And I know it's crazy. And if you're a romance reader and you want to recommend one of these like popular authors and the book that I should like start with or try, let me know. Like I'm very open-minded on that. It's just I just never know, and it never really appeals to me. That being said, once I start reading the book, I'm in it for the ride. I'm in it for the experience. So I'm not that judgmental of a person unless it's like crazy. But yeah, so let me know. Speaking of crazy, we have Romantasy, which I have read absolutely nothing in Romantasy. It's just not a genre, and I enjoy fantasy, but Romantasy was never something that clicked for me. And I'm always like super intimidated by all the new series that come out, and they kind of blend in at some point. They all kind of have the same type of book cover, I think. So it's not yeah, it's not something I really follow up. A Touch of Chaos, that series is still going on. The Zodiac Academy is still going on. That's a long ass series. Okay. Let's see. Sarah J. Maas is still going on, of course. Jennifer Armentrout is still going on, of course. I don't know. The only book that really says something to me is Apprentice to the Villain. I feel like it's a series that I've heard people review. And The Spell Shop. Like that was very like cozy fantasy, I guess romance now. I didn't know it was romance, so and that's the only one that I've seen. I don't follow a lot of people that read Romantasy, I have to say. So maybe that's why I'm like less in the know. Let's try fantasy. Let's see. Again, I don't think I've read a lot of fantasy that came out this year, so I might not have read any of these. I know about the new Catherine Arden book because I still need to read, and I will read this year finally the trilogy that she has. I think The Bear and the Nightingale is that. I don't know. Anyway, she has a trilogy, and I have the first book, so I really want to get into that. I love the cover of A Sweet Sting of Salt, I have to say. It's really cool. Let's see. Lev Grossman, if I can do just a little. I read The Magicians years ago, like when I had barely any critical thinking, and I hated it. So I can't even imagine reading it now. I'd just be so judgmental about it. I hated the characters. And honestly, since then, I could never just pick it up, another book from him. Like, I just don't think it's gonna be for me. And like, yeah, maybe the most recent one might have, you know, he might have evolved in his writing and his character, but I don't know. As Sorceress Comes to Call, I really, really want to read it. It's a new T. Kingfisher. The Dead Cattail Assassins too. I love P. Djeli Clark's writing. Like, I think I've read most, if not all, of his books so far, except this one. I didn't know that came out this year. So yeah, definitely I think those two are authors that I really enjoy. And if I were to do my tricky thing of like voting for like a book that I haven't read but an author I love, it might be between those two. The Familiar, I didn't hear good reviews about it, so I don't know if I'm gonna read it. J. Kristoff, not reading again ever. No, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't think I've read anything honestly in that category, which is weird because I used to be for the longest time a fantasy reader, and I kind of gave up, I guess, in the last few years. I read more like a bit of everything, so I don't know. Science fiction, definitely, I'm sure I haven't read anything from there, but I wonder if I know about them, because I also don't follow a lot of people on Instagram or YouTube that like read mostly sci-fi. I follow mostly people that read like a variety of books, but specifically sci-fi, I don't think I do. I mean, I've seen Annie Bot, like I've seen the book cover, and it's a really cool book cover. James S.A. Corey, that series, I have the first one. Very intimidated by it. I haven't read it, but I want to. Absolutions, of course, the new Jeff Vandermeer, although it came out like really recently. I feel like they did an event here in Montreal about it. I couldn't go, but it looked fun. And I think, yeah, that was like a week ago, maybe. So it hasn't been out that long. So it would, if it wins, which I could not tell you if it's winning. I don't know about the other books, but if it were to win, I think it's probably just because it's Jeff Vandermeer. Moon of the Turning Leaves is in my wish list because I read the first one this year, like last month. I think it's in my wrap up of October, I think. Loved it. Great dystopian. So creepy. So creepy. So yeah, I definitely want to read that one. The Black Box of Doom looks fun, but no. The Ministry of Time also, I want to give it a try. I think I might enjoy it. Like, it sounds entertaining. A very good book. I don't know. Orbital, I'm not sure. I was excited. I think it was nominated for the book award. Was it the National Book Award? I think, I don't know. It's an award. It's nominated in an award. And I was excited, but then the reviews I kept reading, people don't like it. So honestly, I don't know. Like, I would still give it a try, but I'm not sure I would enjoy it, and I would be going in with like apprehension. So next, let's see, horror. I read a bit of horror in October, maybe. Oh, Sunny Place for Shady People. Again, if I were to do the whole thing, which I see a book that I would actually read and would vote on, but it would be for Mariana Enriquez. I just love her writing, and I really want to get that. This is in my wish list. I really want to have that book. Let's see. I Was a Teenage Slasher. I think I was I had it on hold at the library from the audiobook, but it was months again, and I really wanted to read it in October, and I just canceled the hold because there's another book that was like available sooner that I wanted to read, so it didn't happen. But definitely a book I want to read. We Used to Live Here. I heard great reviews, so I'm definitely reading that one. The Angel of the Indian Lake by Stephen Graham Jones is definitely gonna be my vote. I loved it. Great end of the trilogy. I don't know if it's gonna win. I hope it does. Like, I feel like at this point, if you read Stephen Graham Jones, like you really stand for him. Let's see. What Feeds the Night, also, the Taken Fisher. It was the follow-up to What Moves the Dead. Very fun follow-up. I really enjoyed it. The Eyes Are the Best Part. That's in my wish list. I really want to read that one. Let's see. Diavola I read. I wouldn't vote for it. It was entertaining though, don't get me wrong. It was really entertaining. But I wouldn't, like, I preferred the other one way more. And House of Bone and Rain by Gabino Iglesias. It's in my wish list too. I really want to read. So I guess horror might be more of a category that I read, ironically, this year. But I do like horror. I noticed in the last couple of years that I really enjoy horror. So it makes sense. It makes sense to me that I'm like more aware of the books too. That is debut novel. So debut novel. Do I know any of these? Yeah, The Ministry of Time, we said. Glorious Exploits. I've seen the cover. I think it's really funny. Martyr. Greta and Valden. The Eyes Are the Best Part. We Used to Live Here. So yeah, like I know about most, like half of those books. I could not tell you which one is gonna win. I have no idea. Let's see the audiobook category. I get it, but I don't get it, you know? So we have romance, historical fiction, non-fiction, fiction, fantasy. Okay, so we have a little bit of everything. 1984, Andrew Garfield. Oh, okay. Tom Hardy? Damn, okay. Okay, so they redid 1984's audiobook. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I won't vote on this one. It's not gonna. No, I don't know. And I do read a lot of audiobooks. But I guess they're like older audiobooks, so like I don't have any of those there. Next we have YA fantasy. Pretty sure I haven't read any of the ones that came out. Although I have seen The Poisons We Drink, So Let Them Burn, Dragon Fruit, Heartless Hunter, Immortal Dark, but no reviews about that. Like I have no idea if it's good or not. The Invocations I really want to read. But I read her first book and I really enjoyed it. So The Invocation is in my wish list. Where the Library Hides. I read the first one in this series. This is the second, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the second. It was okay and it was entertaining. It's not enough for me to continue the series, I don't think. The Prisoner's Throne. Is Holly Black still writing for this series? I thought it was done. I thought the trilogy was like done. You know what? Skyward by Brandon Sanderson is a series that I would continue, but like very likely like on audiobook, very chilling, no big commitment. I have like no big commitment to this series. I think I just read the first one and it was fun, but not more than that. So wow, nothing for YA fantasy. Let's see about YA fiction. Where Sleeping Girls Lie, I've seen around. Bind Me for Two, I've seen around too, but I don't remember where. I remember seeing it. Most Ardently too. So I did read Gwen and Art Are Not in Love. I do not remember why. I think I knew about it from an arc. Like I think I had the arc of it and I was like, I might as well read it, you know, get one book down. And it was fun. I don't know if I would vote for it, but it was fun. Dungeons and Drama looks cute. Heartstopper. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the one that's gonna win. And I enjoyed Volume 5. I really loved it. So it's probably what I'm gonna vote for. Yeah, Holly Jackson series. I never started it. I think they made a series or movies about a good girl's guide to murder. So I might one day check it out. So yeah, that was... I'm telling you, I don't read YA anymore. And the YA I would read are the YA I own. And they're getting old. Like, I have Scythe that I need to read. The Midnight Lie by Mary Rutkowski, if you guys remember that. yeah, I have like very, very old YA that I really want to read. Non-fiction, I don't think, I'm gonna go really quickly because I haven't been keeping up to date anyways with it. It's Not Hysteria, I've seen it there sometimes in like recommendation. Okay, The Message by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I've seen it too, and it's one that I want to read. I read his other nonfiction. I really enjoyed it. It was like, oh, it was straight to the heart. So I definitely want to read his new one. Honestly, I don't know anything about the other ones. I think I might have seen one somewhere, but even then, I don't know if it was a recommendation, a review, or what. I don't know. So that was something. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I haven't written that many books that came out this year. Memoirs. Okay, so it's really funny because I see Grief is for People by Sloane Crossley. I just did, I think this is gonna come out right after. I just did a like reading peek where I'm talking about other nonfiction. And it was just, look, I DNF'd it, and I won't probably read this one. Whoopi Goldberg, I didn't know she had come out with a memoir. The Third Gilmore Girl, you know what? The Third Gilmore Girl, I might hear it. Like if it's on audiobook, I'm definitely gonna, I love, by the way, memoirs and audiobooks, especially when it's the author, which most of the time has been the case. I think it's so cool to hear. Like I would love hearing Kelly Bishop telling me about her life. So yeah, that I would read. Sociopath, I've seen some people read it, and it's like I think it was like a 4-star kind of read, so I would be interested in picking it up. Then we have RuPaul, of course. Like I would listen to RuPaul's memoir, why not, one day. And that's pretty much it. History biography, I really doubt that I read anything. The Elements of Marie Curie, that could be interesting. Another Erik Larson. So I'm actually reading an Erik Larson. I'm reading, what is it? Thunderstruck. I'm reading Thunderstruck by him. So that's fun. I'll see if I like mesh with his writing. But I also have The Devil in the White City that I want to read after. Nexus by Yuval Noah Harari. I haven't read Sapiens. I really want to. I think I own the second one because I found it like in a used book sale. And I use library book sale, but I don't think I have the first one. And yeah, that was my reactions. I'm sorry, that was a little boring. I thought I had read more of them. I didn't. So what I've seen some people do, which I thought I might do it, like if I wasn't this close to a reading slump, I think I would have done it. I would have chose a category to like read all the books and see, one, tell my favorites, but also predict which ones are gonna go to the next round. But it's like high intensity challenge. Yeah, it's like 2 weeks before they tell you like the short list, and then there's voting again. I think it's only 2 weeks after you get the winner. So it's really not a lot of time to read like this many books. For me, I guess it would have been horror because it's the category that I've read the most of. But yeah, I'm just so close to like reading stuff that I don't want to do that to myself. And also like I don't want to have to buy all these books because I would need to have them like lined up really quickly, which they're new releases, so at my library I would have to like be on hold for them. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. Maybe do it next year, or yeah, maybe I'll do it next year. Maybe I'll read like, if it's not a book that I already read, maybe I read like the winner for like the horror category, or you know, at least the categories where I've read like one book, or where there's like books that I'm very interested in. So I might do that for like next year or like next month. But yes, for this month, for right now, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think I'm gonna read all of these. I'm still in the middle of a lot of books, so I just wanna focus on that and just finish some. I think if I were to do this challenge is to see like in those lists if they're like nice surprises or books that I've never heard of. I think there was just one category where there was a book that I was like visually interested in, and I was like, I haven't heard a lot of people talk about that. But the rest was like very predictable. I feel like it's the same authors that go on like just repeating themselves. I have to say, even though I love Stephen Graham Jones, it's a little funny that there's two Stephen Graham Jones, but I think that happens all the time. I remember a year where it was like two Sarah J. Maas, two Lee Bardugos, two Lee, like there was doubles of so many authors that it was just, it was so weird. So yeah, it is what it is. I think it's just for fun. I personally don't take it that seriously. It's just fun to see what's nominated and, like, you know, being sneaky and like vote for the books you like, even though they probably won't win. I have hope. I have hope that The Angel of Indian Lake will win. You know, like we can hope. And yes, on that note, I hope you have a good week and happy reading. Bye.
Yo tengo lo mío, yeah. No estoy pendiente a lo que tú estás haciendo.